everybody, good evening, good day, wishing you best of health. Okay, so let's continue to the video number 4. Okay, which is we will go to the actually we go to the slide number 37, which is about the airline business model. Okay, airline means the company that uh own the flight, own the airline, okay, own the flight, the aircraft. Okay, so what is their strategy to do the business? Okay, what is their strategy to do the business? Okay, so first is they have the low cost carrier, we call it LCC, which is the most simplified business model. It's concept of the low cost. Okay, start with by the US, in the US, okay, with Southwest Airlines at the beginning of the 1970s. Okay, in Europe, the Southwest model was copied in 1991 when the Irish company Ryanair, previously a traditional carrier, transformed itself into a low-cost carrier and was followed by the other low-cost carrier in the UK. Okay, means cheap lah. Okay, cheap. The passenger just pay small fees lah. Okay, small fees. Okay, so core business where the passenger air service, despite the ancillary offers, are increasing and become part of the lower cost carrier core business. Okay, the network is developed from one of few airport called buses, from which the carriers start operating routes to the main destination. No connection are provided at the airport bases, which function as aircraft logistics and maintenance buses. Okay, so they also got secondary airport, which is the city pairs are connected mainly from the secondary or even tertiary airports such as London. They are less expensive in terms of landing tax and handling fee and experience less congestion than the larger ones such as the London Heathrow. Okay. So in general, the low-cost carrier operates with one type of aircraft such as the Boeing 737 series with a configuration of 149 seats. The fleet's composition also depends on the fact that they operate on only short or medium haul routes. Okay, short distance, medium distance. Okay, and then the aircraft utilization. The aircraft is in the air, and on average more hours a day compared with the FSC lah. Okay, the full, the big one. Okay, that have to respect the connectivity schedule. Means we have a small one, we have many trips. Okay, high seating density, typically all economy class configuration. Okay, easily many passenger. Okay, and usually economic class lah. Example here is AirAsia. For instance, the budget airline EasyJet fits 186 in its Airbus A320 aircraft. Versus 1446 on the same plane used in an intra-European routes for British Airways. Okay, so many people lah. No frill service. The product is not differentiated as they do not offer launch services at airport, choice of seats, and in-flight service. Okay, they not a luxury one lah. Not very much focus on comfortable. It's just like bus, name of like bus. Okay, just in term of the aircraft. And then we have charter carriers. Okay, charter carriers is defined as an airline company that operates flights outside normal schedules by adhering agreement with a particular customer. Okay, they have they can got some customer they want to request for certain time to fly. Alright. So charter flight have accurate the more specific meaning of a flight whose only function is to transport holiday makers to tourist destination. Okay. So we booking lah. We book the airline. We book the aircraft. Okay, say we want to go to destination. How many passengers? 5, 10. Okay, and then we will go. However, tickets are not sold directly by the charter airline but by the tour operator companies who have chartered the flight. Okay, usually yes, not the passenger that will pay the airline but the tourist company lah. Okay, the travel company will make the arrangement of the payment. Okay, furthermore, the charter carrier frequently operate from airport or dedicated terminal where there is no scheduled service. Much of the traffic through small and medium-sized airports in the United Kingdom consists of charter flights, and the survivors of this airport often depends on the airline landing fees they get from the charter company. Okay, so usually for the charter aircraft, usually is fully seated lah, 100% loaded. Okay, 100% loaded. Alright. Okay, airline network. What is network? Network is a nodes lah, point to point. Where is the airport? So network is very important. Okay, where we fully connected point to point, hub and spoke to alliance or to make of this a strategy. Okay, so we have two lah, domestic and international transport. If in Malaysia now we have KLIA as international airport, and then the Alustar airport is the domestic airport. Okay. The airline alliance, okay, working together, is an agreement between two or more airlines to cooperate on a substantial level. The three largest passenger airline alliance are Star Alliance, SkyTeam, and One. Okay, so airline in Malaysia also participate in several global and regional alliance or partnership to expand their routes, share resources, and improve connectivity. Okay, I give example which is the MH Malaysia Airlines, where we have the major global airline alliance, okay, such as with the American Airlines, British Airways, Qatar Airways, Japan Airlines, Cathay Pacific Hong Kong, Qantas Australia, Finnair Finland, and others. So what is the benefits of this alliance? Okay, we can access to over 900 destinations in more than 170 countries. And then we can share the frequent flyers program. Okay, and then we can do code sharing and coordinate flight schedule with the partner airline. Okay, so it will make our network become bigger. Okay, become bigger, provide convenient marketing brand lah. Okay, we can distribute our flyers if we have any discount. Okay, or we have Malaysia tourism. Okay, that's called marketing branding to facilitate travelers making inter-airline code share connection within the country. Okay, let's talk about AirAsia. Okay, AirAsia, we call it as independent and regional partnership lah. So usually, actually, AirAsia is not part of any global alliance, but they have their own AirAsia Network Alliance. Okay, which is affiliated airlines under the AirAsia brand itself, such as the AirAsia Malaysia, Thai AirAsia, Indonesia AirAsia, Philippine AirAsia, and AirAsia XD7. So why they didn't the AirAsia don't do the international alliance? Because the structure lets AirAsia to operate as a low cost network across Asia sharing, branding, system, and marketing. Okay, or sometimes they use name self-made alliance. Self-made alliance. Okay, if we talk about Malindo. Okay, um, um, Batik Air Asia. Okay, it's part of the Lion Air Group Indonesia. Okay, so it works with Lion Air and Thai Lion Air to connect regional routes in Asia, which is focused on code sharing and interline agreement within the Lion Group, not a global alliance lah. Okay, everybody, what is inter-airline code share? Okay, inter-airline code share. Sometimes we just say code share. Okay, where it is like agreement between two or more airlines to share the same flight. Mean that one flight is marketed by multiple airline, each using its own flight number. Okay, they use their own marketing, suddenly you go in the same flight. Alright, so it's like two airlines sell seats on the same airplane as if it were their own flight. Okay. Okay, domestic and international transport related organization. Okay, we have One World Alliance. One World Alliance. Okay, One World Alliance is the world's third largest global airline alliance, where include the 13 airlines. Okay, this alliance founded on 1999, 1 February 1999. Okay, the purpose is to offer coordinated global air services, share the frequent flyers benefit, and broader route network. Okay, so the slogan is travel bright, travel bright. Okay, so the member of airline is Malaysia, Japan, Hong Kong, Australia, Sri Lanka, Fiji, UK, Finland, Spain, Morocco, USA, Qatar. Okay, alright. So what is the benefits when you become the membership? For the passenger, there is global connectivity lah across 900 destinations, seamless multi-airline bookings, earn or redeem frequent flyers miles across all members. Okay, priority check-in, boarding, and baggage access to 650 plus airport launch worldwide. For the airline, of course, it will expand the market reach, share the airport launch, joint marketing and operation cost saving through cooperation and stronger global brand presence. Okay, so frequent flyers benefit where example, Malaysia Airlines enriched member can earn or redeem miles on British Airways, Qatar, Japan Airlines. Okay, means that although you don't use the Malaysia airline, but you use others airline, but you still can redeem the point. You can still get the same benefit. Okay. So this is the route, okay, all around the world. The route of the airline under the One World Explorer. Okay, then we have Star Alliance. Star Alliance, which has got 26 members of airlines. Okay, so Star Alliance is the world largest and oldest global airline alliance lah, which is founded on May 1997 by the from the Germany. Okay, from Germany. And then the tagline is the way the earth connects. Okay, it provides coordinated international air travel, shared benefits, and seamless passenger service. Okay, So it is the first ever airline alliance in the world. The largest network, which is over 25 member airlines with 1,300 destinations in 190 countries. Okay, the main goal is to connect global travel smoothly across the airlines, only with one booking, one ticket, one baggage check. Okay, and then the country is we have Singapore, Thailand, Japan, South Korea, China, Taiwan, India, New Zealand, Germany, Switzerland, Australia, Scandinavians, Poland, Portugal, Turkey, Belgium, USA, Canada, Panama, Colombia, Ethiopia, and South Africa. Saudi Arabia not a member anymore because they become to SkyTeam. They go to the SkyTeam Alliance. Okay. So the main benefits for the passenger, of course, over 1,300 destinations worldwide. Got single ticket for multi-airline journeys, coordinate flight schedules for easy connections, frequent flyers miles can be earned, redeemed across all the member airlines, access to 1,000 airport launch globally. And for the airline, of course, they can share the routes and schedules, cost savings on the operations, access to wider customer base, joint marketing and branding, and share the airport facilities. Alright. So example of cooperation is Singapore Airlines plus the Lufthansa, where they do the joint flights between the Asia and Europe. Okay, and others lah. So Star Alliance is the world's first and largest airline alliance, which is focused on the global connectivity, seamless travel, and shared passenger benefits. Oh yeah, this is because about the Saudi Arabia already left the previous alliance. They joined the Sky Team. They joined the Sky Team. Okay, everybody. Sky Team Alliance founded in June 2000 from the Amsterdam's Netherlands. The tagline is caring more about you and then to provide seamless to global travel with shared benefits. Okay, same network connectivity and coordinated services. Okay, this is the youngest of the global airline. Okay, among the three major airlines lah, where it is focused strongly on the passenger comforts, network operations, and efficiency through shared airports facilities and customer services. So the country that joined this alliance is as for 2025, which is South Korea, Taiwan, China, Vietnam, France, Netherlands, Italy, Czech Republic, Romania, USA, Mexico, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, Lebanon, and UK. Okay, so so they have the prior recognition system, which is they have the SkyTeam Elite, SkyTeam Elite Plus, which is SkyTeam Elite is entry level status, priority check-in seat selection. SkyTeam Elite Plus is for launch access, priority boarding, extra baggage, priority baggage handling. Okay, so the features for the passenger: seamless connections, coordinate flights and schedules between member airlines, global launch access, one ticket, one check-in, simplified for multi-airline trips, frequent flyer sharings, earn and redeem miles across all members, short airport terminal, SkyTeam branded launch in key hubs. Example, Heathrow, Sydney, and Beijing. Okay. So, what is when we do a comparison? Yes, they have their own niche. They have their own niche between the Star Alliance, Oneworld, or the SkyTeam. Okay, which is the focus area. The focus area, which is the Star Alliance, focus on the global connectivity. The Oneworld Alliance focus on premium services, and the SkyTeam Alliance focus on the operational efficiency. For now, the Malaysia Airlines only have alliance with the One World Alliance. Okay, so as a conclusion, SkyTeam is a powerful alliance led by the Delta Airlines, Air France, KLM, and Korean Air, focusing on smooth global connectivity and consistent passenger experience, especially strong in Europe, North America, and East Asia. So what is codeshare? What is codeshare? Codeshare is an aviation business agreement where two or more airlines share the same flight. Okay, a seat can be purchased on one airline, but it actually operated by a cooperating underline under a different flight numbers or code. Okay, means that you buy with maybe you and your friend buy different ticket code from different airline, but you guys maybe can step into one same aircraft. The term code refers to the identifier used in flight schedule. Generally, the two characters are ATA airline designated code and flight numbers. Used as SS123, flight 123 operated by the airline SS might also be sold by the airline YYS, YY456, and by ZZ as ZZ9876. Okay, different code on the unit in the tickets but the same aircraft. It allows greater access to cities through a given airline's network without having to offer extra flights. Okay, this is for the load lah, to make sure that 100% loading, full seated in the aircraft, and makes connection simpler by allowing single booking across multiple planes. You make one booking, although got hub, transfer, transit, and so on, but one booking is enough. Most major airlines today have code sharing partnership with another airlines, and code sharing is a key feature of the major airline alliance. Okay. Okay, here we come to the last one. Which is a code share agreement. Example, code sharing between the Malaysia Airlines and KLM for flight Amsterdam, Netherlands, and Sydney, Australia. So the operating carrier, the airline that actually operates the flight, the one providing the plane, the crew, and the ground handling service that we call operating carrier. Marketing carrier is the company or companies that sell tickets for that flight but do not actually operate it. Okay, that's code share agreement. So student, let's make a conclusion. This is my conclusion. Okay, please make your conclusion. Okay, my conclusion is air transport is the fastest, okay, and the most efficient mode of global transportation. The most fastest and the most efficient mode of global transportation. It can connect people, markets, and cultures across the world, support tourism and trade, and drive economic growth. Although we have challenged by the high costs and environmental issues, but continuous innovation keep the air transport still vital to the global progress. So that's all. Thank you very much. See you in class.